This is Inside Troy Athletics, a look at what's going on and what's coming up for Troy University's Trojans. Now, here's your host for Inside Troy Athletics, Jonathan Sellers.
Hello and welcome to Inside Troy Athletics. I'm your host, Jonathan Sellers, and today I'm joined by the Deputy Director of Athletics for Troy University, and that's Sandy Atkins. And welcome back.
Hey, thank you.
So we keep on talking with Jeremy about how much is going on this time of year, and that trend continues. It will not stop until about May. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I know there's a lot going on campus this week, especially this weekend. I know there's a couple of midweek games for baseball, and those may have been played by the time we air this, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, baseball team will be at home, and then there's T-Day, and then there's other events as well.
You know, April is definitely one of the busiest months that we have, so we do have a lot going on. Certainly, baseball's got 5 games coming up in 7 days, and so, anytime we have a home baseball series, that's always great for fans. I drove by a little bit earlier today at lunch, and there's already 2 big grills set up in the outfield, a couple of tents. So getting ready for some weekday games, and then of course this weekend moving into with Georgia Southern and getting ready for that series. It really has I've gotten a large draw with the tailgaters for baseball this year.
That's exactly right, behind the left field. I know they've got a group called Doubles Alley. It's almost an official group now. But then you've just got all the students that have come out, and just a great support out there. And I know that's got to be exciting, and I know you hope that continues this weekend and this week throughout the season.
For sure, too. We also have a large alumni push this weekend for, it's kind of twofold. We do, for baseball, we have an alumni push during the games themselves, and trying to, just get out information to all alumni and have them come back, all alumni of Troy. And then we also have football specific an alumni function for those individuals coming back. Friday night, they're going to be doing a fish fry out in Doubles Alley and watching the baseball game. And then Saturday, there'll be a scrimmage that's open to anybody, but it's really focusing on trying to target some of the old football alumni and bringing them back for the weekend.
Well, and we'll go back to last Friday, there was a big scrimmage for, they call it the Student Appreciation Day, and it was a great turnout by the students. I know there was a lot of events and activities going on. Kind of hoping the same thing, and you hope for a lot of alumni support for the football players, but it's a great chance for maybe some of those fans to come see some of their favorite players.
It was a great event, very interactive. I think we had around 450 students that attended the event. We were able to give away some prizes and try to make it interactive, and so anytime that we can get students engaged, that's always good for everybody. But still trying to continue that trend and getting the alumni back and getting them involved and engaged. And really trying to make it interactive and an enjoyable experience for all individuals, whether they're alumni or just anybody that wants to come check out the Trojans and see how much progress we're making through the spring practice.
And do we know what time that scrimmage is going to be?
It starts at 11:30 on Saturday.
And then the following weekend is T-Day, which is always a big event. And I know that will be kind of a bigger atmosphere for that kind of official scrimmage of the spring. And that one will be at noon. Is there anything special going on for that one?
That does culminate the end of spring practice. So that's going to be our largest spring game, if you will. So we'll have a PA announcer, and that'll be a more formal type of scrimmage than the others before. And of course, on next Saturday is we do have a couple of events going on. We talked about the Hall of Fame. I know we've discussed that before. And we also have a softball doubleheader that'll be going. We play a doubleheader on Friday and a single game for softball on Saturday because the next Sunday is Easter.
Okay. Now, Hall of Fame, I know that's a big thing, and that's a great event that's been going on, and you got to take a part in it last year. This year's class is going to be just as big and just as strong as ever, and I know tickets are still available for that.
Yeah, when you look back on it, if you look back, this is the 6th year, and each class, it's been a fantastic class. This year we do have 8 individuals that are being inducted, 4 with football ties: Jarrell Jernigan, DeWitt Betterson, and then 2 older gentlemen, and Bubba Marriott and Frank Sadler, who played in the late 50s. Coach Melanie Davis, who softball coach, who actually brought me to Troy, is being inducted. So I'm particularly really excited about that. And then Benny Beard, a supporter of Troy, Dr. Johnny Long, with the Sound of the South, and so we're able to get back quite a few Sound of the South alumni coming to the event. and Dr. Doug Hawkins,
Okay.
or Dr. Doug Hawkins, Dr. Doug as we all call him. So it's a diverse group of individuals, and we are getting a tremendous amount of interest, and we do have tickets still available.
Okay.
Certainly can just call up the main Troy line. It is. We've are doing a good job of selling tables, so it's leaning toward more of a sellout. So we
Okay.
hopefully are able to make that, but we do still have a couple of tickets available to date. It's at 7 o'clock on Saturday night, and it really is one of the top-notch experiences that we do here in Troy Athletics.
So you can really have an all-day event of
Right.
Troy Athletics. Start off at noon at T-Day, go to the softball game for a little bit, go home, get cleaned up, and then head over to the Hall of Fame event.
Absolutely.
Now, I know we talked about this before we came on air, but there's a lot of teams that are kind of wrapping up their regular seasons already and getting ready to head to the conference tournament.
And when you look at the calendar, and we talked about April, it really is full of home events, but also, just as important to that is Sun Belt Conference tournaments for, women's golf. Will leave actually that Saturday of the Hall of Fame day,
Okay.
and they'll start participating in their Sun Belt Conference Championship on that Sunday. And of course, they've been very successful in the past in making the NCAA tournament. And then the end of that week will be men and women's tennis that'll be
Okay.
participating in their conference tournament, and that'll be in New Orleans.
Okay.
And then the following week will be men's golf. So kind of back to back to back. But that's why we do what we do. That's why those sports participate all year for those conference tournaments in order to be successful and continue that to NCAA championship events.
Well, and something to go ahead and look forward to in May is going to be the softball team is hosting the conference tournament this year, and I know they've done that a couple of times in the past, but it's always a great event to bring here to Troy.
It's fantastic. We bid on as many conference tournament events that we can host, and they rotate. Some of the conference events are at neutral sites, like the golf tournaments and the tennis tournaments are
Right.
actually at neutral sites. But some of the other events are hosted on campus, and so we were fortunate enough to be able to host a softball tournament. We'll have a lot going on that weekend too. It's the same weekend as graduation.
Okay.
We've been meeting. We're well underway with preparations to get ready for the tournament and make it a really top-notch event for all the teams that come in to participate in that.
So, as we mentioned, a lot going on this weekend. We do have that football scrimmage, and that'll be at 11:30. Also, baseball, that'll be this weekend at 6 on Friday,
Correct.
3 on Saturday, and 1 on Sunday. And you also mentioned to me that those games can be seen on ESPN3.
Yes, we are. We've been able to delve into the ESPN3 broadcast. We started with volleyball earlier in the year, continued that through basketball, and now we've been able to. We had some items that we needed to purchase for baseball, so
Right.
we're just now ready to be able to start ESPN3 with baseball, and that will start actually on Tuesday night during the Alabama game,
Okay.
and then moving into the weekend, this upcoming weekend, and we're going to try to produce the rest of our games on ESPN3.
But for those who just can't make the trip to
Right.
Troy, that's a great opportunity for them to get to watch the Trojans, get to listen to Barry McKnight, and get to experience the game.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us.
Sure thing.
All right, stay tuned for more coming up on Inside Troy Athletics. And welcome back to Inside Troy Athletics. And we're here with Mark Davis, the director of the track and field program. And Coach, team was down in Florida over the weekend for the Florida Relays, and we had talked about that last week, how that was a very important meet for your team, and you were looking forward to some strong performances. And what do you think you got out of your team?
We did what we set out to do. We got a lot of great performances, and we were able to see things that we needed to see. Of course, Hakeem ran fast in the 100. Got on the national list. He's in the top 10 right now. Okay. Corey Cox threw very well in the discus, made the national list. They're both sitting pretty good in the regional standings at this point on the East. Our 4x1 on the men's side did extremely well. We're so far ahead of last year at this time, which is great. I think we're probably 0.7 of a second faster than we were last year at this point going into East Carolina. Our women's sprint medley relay, we don't run that very often, but it broke a school record, so it just lets you know that the 4 kids that are on there are ready to run fast
Right.
and do some good things. So we got a lot of good work out of what we were doing. So
Now, was there anybody that maybe surprised you with how well they did there?
I think some of those younger sprinters really stepped up. Daniel Glick in the steeplechase PR'd. That's an event we've been struggling in the past couple of years, but right now he's showing some promise, and I think he's going to be able to do some things in the 1500 and the steeple as we go along. He's a freshman, redshirt freshman, so I think that's going to be a good thing for us there. Miles Charlie stepped up in the long jump, made the final in the invitational section of the long jump. And I know I'm going to forget somebody, but there are a lot of good performances where people stepped up and did some things that maybe they weren't expecting, or maybe I wasn't expecting. So
now, what did you see leading into this East Carolina meet that maybe you need to work on this week?
We need to worry about going in and scoring points. It's really easy to get caught up on running fast. Running fast helps, but when we're in a team setting, going out and scoring points is the most important thing. And the one thing we're working on this week is really bearing down and going after some people that are better than we are.
Right.
We're running against East Carolina, who's a very good team. North Carolina State, very good team. Coastal Carolina in our league, very good team. So if we can stay ahead of a lot of those kids, we'll be okay.
Now, East Carolina will be where half of your team will be going, then the other half will be going to Auburn. Are you expecting to see some good things out of those athletes as well?
The good thing over the past couple of years is we've gotten better. So the people that we're sending to Auburn are high quality kids too. We're hoping to go and have a good showing and have some PRs being set there as well. Auburn's a high quality meet. So we couldn't send everybody again, but there are kids that are ready to go to that competition, and some kids that need some more work in high pressure situations like that.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck this weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned for more coming up on Inside Troy Athletics. And welcome back to Inside Troy Athletics, and we're here with Rawia El-Sisi with the women's tennis team. And Coach, last time we talked to you, it was a couple of weeks ago before your senior day and honoring your team's lone senior, and you were able to get a win that day, right?
Yes, we did.
And so exciting time, and then you've been playing pretty well since then. You lost a close one in conference, but then were able to come out and beat Coastal Carolina.
Yes, we played the home match, and the girls performed good on both singles and double, won all their matches, and then a few days after, we were starting playing Georgia State. We actually matches at 8 a.m. in the morning. We lose an hour. So it's right. The girls waking up almost 4:30ish, 5 a.m. Our time is I can say they're awake, but I know their full energy is coming there in doubles. So we lost the doubles. We were up at one court and two courts, one court a few games, and lost double points. But then we performed pretty good in singles. So we were down to one match remaining. And match is going in a final set, and number one player Sunny is playing there, and she is down 5-3 in the final set and 5 match points down. She comes back, goes in a tie break, which she goes 6-all, which is the last. This is kind of going to a last game of a match. You go in 3-setter, and she loses in a tie break 7-5. So it was closer and closer.
Right. A heartbreaking loss, I'm sure, but then you were able to come back and beat Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, we were ready the next day. We played at 11 o'clock. The girls, as I said last time, when it comes to conference matches, the girls are excited.
Yeah.
And we've been playing a tough schedule all season, so we were playing in the highest levels.
Right.
So we're not afraid to compete. So we go Coastal Carolina. They're new in the conference. They have a strong winning record. And we go in there, and it's hey, we're ready. So we go on the doubles. We dominate in every court, winning in every point, and get the double point. And then we go in the single. Everyone is playing. So we actually stopped at 4-2, and then there was another match we were up. And it was a final set, and my one player is still playing, but she's up. So that was a good win for them because. Teams like Coastal Carolina, and we're playing Georgia Southern this coming weekend, and we have to beat these teams because we want to stay in the top 4 to the top 5 this year in the conference.
Right.
So we don't want to be in the bottom, playing 11 to 7. So we need to have the coming wins. And also, we're going to play South Alabama not this coming weekend, the weekend after. So.
Now, two very strong conference teams. What are you looking for, out of your teams in those games?
Well, again, we just have to be well prepared. Hopefully, you don't get more rain this week, so we can practice. But we have bad weather tomorrow. But we just have to continue on playing. Girls will be up motivated, so we just have to. If every girl is ready from 1 to 6, which is not like a group sport,
Right.
they play out individuals. So if they're playing to full potential, we'd be ready.
All right. Well, good luck. I know you've got 2 more weekends left, and then the Sunbelt tournament's not too far away, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So I know you're ready for that, and hopefully your team will be ready for that. And
We're
then,
ready.
we'll hopefully talk to you later on in the year.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Join us again next time for more on Inside Troy Athletics.